Hey guys, this is another video, another kind of mini guide, you could say. But yeah, this will be a pretty short video. As you already saw from the thumbnail and title, I will be talking about if Whirlwind Axe is even worth it, if you should even go for it, and so on. So that will be mostly the topic of this video. So yeah, first of all, you would think, okay, what am I even talking about? Whirlwind Axe? That Axe is really insane. Why wouldn't you go for it? Like everyone goes for it. Even if sorry, even if you saw it in hardcore, like everyone was going crazy for this Axe. So why wouldn't you go for it? Okay, I'm going to talk about why um, there's a pretty big difference actually, and there are some considerations to make if you should even go for this Axe. So right now we are playing in Classic Anniversary, or maybe you are playing Hardcore or whatever. So this is relevant for both, of course. I think it's even more relevant for Hardcore, to be honest. But yeah, maybe you don't even know what Whirlwind Axe is. Whirlwind Axe is an axe for warriors, a two-hand axe, which you can get when you hit level 30. You can do a class quest, collect some items, spawn an elite boss that is like level 40, and when you kill him, Cyclonian is his name, you can get this axe. So you can actually choose one. So you can choose this axe, you can get a sword, or you can get a mace. So yeah, however, you definitely want the axe. There are certain things, for example, warrior have the talent axe specialization, which gives us crit rating, especially if when we have 5 points in it, we get 5% critical strike, and that's pretty much the best specialization we can get. So that's why we are using this axe. And also, of course, it does a lot of damage. And it's a really good axe for that level, especially. Um, this axe has the same stat and damage of an like level 40 or equal kind of weapon. So yeah, that's the thing. So why should I even discuss? It sounds so amazing. Why shouldn't we even go for it? First of all, the quest is not really easy to do. Also really depends on how expensive the materials are you need to get this quest. Um, I don't know if I can go one previously for that one. Give me a second. Yeah, this one. And I should have the quest. Yeah, this one. For example, you need to farm some materials. One of them are these charms, which can be expensive to get, or maybe you can farm them yourselves, but the mobs are kind of difficult, especially at level 30. So you would need some help. Besides that, there are some other things you would need to do. You need to fight some trolls and so on. So there's a lot of stuff you need to do to actually get Whirlwind Axe. So that's one of the things. Now, now it becomes really important which faction you're on. So let's start with the first one. If you are playing Horde, this axe you won't pretty much get around it. So if you are Horde, I would recommend it to go for this axe because there's nothing really similar to this one. Um, you are probably going to have this axe for a pretty long time, and yeah, maybe you could make an argument for Ravager axe, but Ravager axe has no stats. So, and it's pretty deadly, of course, as well, because you can't dodge or parry or anything when you have the proc. Yeah, so that's the thing you need to consider. But there's nothing really you can replace, only at like way higher levels. So, okay, that's for Horde. So for Horde, I recommend actually going for the X. For Alliance, however, now there comes the difference. On Alliance, we have a Alliance exclusive quest, and as you already saw from maybe the top, we can get another X. So at level 34, we can get another X from a quest, and which is called Bonebiter. So let's compare it to Whirlwind Axe. First of all, we have more damage, we have more strength, but this one is a bit slower, a bit faster, sorry. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much better. Yeah, this X is just better than Whirlwind Axe. And we can get it at 34. So 4 levels higher than we would get Whirlwind Axe. So is this X difficult to get? Yes and no. It really depends. I'm going to explain why. Personally, I would say it's way easier to get than Whirlwind Axe. So especially if you play, for example, hardcore. I think on hardcore, I don't play hardcore, but I can imagine the materials and so on are way more expensive on hardcore. So Whirlwind Axe is probably a lot harder to get. So that's one thing to consider. Bonebiter, how you can get this axe is by doing a quest. At level 34, you can go to Desolos, you can do a quest, you can kill some skeletons, you get another quest, you go to South Shore, you pick up another quest. And then what you need to do is you need to kill every like boss in Scarlet Monastery. So as you can see, we need to kill Whitemane, we need to kill Morgraine, we need to kill Herod, and we need to kill Houndmaster. Okay, so not every boss, but yeah, kind of every boss. But when we did this, we can just turn it in the quest and we can choose the weapon. The sword is also really nice one-hand sword. But yeah, we of course want this axe. So yeah, we can just get this axe. So what I would say, I would recommend if you are an alliance player, unless it's really cheap and really easy to get and you just want the axe, I wouldn't really recommend going for Whirlwind Axe as an alliance player. Just try to level a bit more. Maybe you have maybe you have Corpse Maker. So yeah, just keep it for a bit until you are level 34, and then do this quest and just get Bonebiter X. And at level 40 or whatever, you can replace this by by something different, by something else. Sorry. So yeah, that's what you can do. So as an alliance, I wouldn't really recommend going for Whirlwind X because you have this X, which is really easy to get, just 4 levels higher than Whirlwind X. One problem, however, is of course when you are level 34, um, some of the bosses here are of course in Cathedral, and your Cathedral has way higher level mobs. For example, Morgraine I think is level 42. You can see Whitemane Fort is 42, Herod is level 40. Only like Houndmaster would be one thing. However, maybe you can pay a mage to boost you. Maybe you can find some friends, or maybe your guild can help you get it. There are multiple things you can do, or maybe I think this late you could probably still get into it and maybe cheat your way into one cathedral one because you only need to do it once, not more. So yeah, that's pretty much my recommendation. Like I said, this is a pretty short video. Um, I hope I hope you liked this video. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Yeah, I hope you like these kinds of videos. If you want to watch more like watch more videos like these, feel free to give me a like, subscribe, and so on, the usual spiel. And I hope I can see you on the next video. Thank you.